Astonishing updates on the potential alien body unearthed in Nazca, Peru, unlike anything we've ever found, by Arjun Walia, September 2017, from Collective Evolution website. Why are we calling this a potential alien body? Because that's exactly what it could be. So far, DNA testing has shown us a species unlike anything found in the fossil record. Back in June of 2017, an announcement was made publicly about a new mummy that was unearthed in Nazca, Peru, that began showing incredible signs of being a species we have not yet found. Now, new bodies have yet been revealed, and they are proving to be highly interesting as well. Yes, there have been crashed craft and bodies recovered. We are not alone in the universe, and they have been coming here for a long time. I happen to be privileged enough to be in the fact that we have been visited on this planet and the UFO phenomenon is real, said Dr. Edgar Mitchell. There are hundreds of high-ranking people like Edgar Mitchell who have argued this. On top of that, we've had the official declassification of hundreds of thousands of government documents via the Freedom of Information Act, showing decades of military encounters with unidentified flying objects traveling at speeds and performing maneuvers no known aircraft can. And all of this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to this topic. If you haven't already heard, Gaia.com recently released information and footage regarding the discovery of multiple mummified bodies. They are humanoid and have 3 fingers and 3 toes on each hand, with distinctly different shape of skull compared to modern-day humans, as well as those who roamed the earth before we did. Multiple scientists have been involved with this project up to this point, as you will see in the video below. One of them is Dr. Konstantin Korotkov, a professor of computer science and biophysics at the St. Petersburg Federal University of Informational Technologies, Mechanics and Optics. He said, "We have a very important mission here in Peru. I came here because of this group of scientists, professionals, and journalists. When they brought out the body and pulled it out of the box, it was stunned silence at first." Author Graham Hancock describes his experience in one of his books, Fingerprints of the Gods. Below us now, there's a pair of parallel lines, almost 2 miles long, arrows straight all the way to the vanishing point. And there, off to the right, a series of abstract shapes on a scale so vast and yet so precisely executed that it seems inconceivable that they could have been the work of men. The people around here say that they were not the work of men, but demigods, the Viracochas, who also left their fingerprints elsewhere in the Andean region many thousands of years ago. So far, it seems that initial examinations suggest the possibility of a species unlike anything found in the fossil record. Early DNA results of the mummy named Maria show that she's a female and that the other bodies found alongside her, which look to be a spouse and a couple of children, are also real biological bodies. Some of their organs are actually still intact. Further testing is done on one of the strangest aspects of these bodies, their fingers and toes. It has shown that these parts are not fake, ruling out any possibility of a hoax. They're the same material, the same chemical composition, and the same DNA. The samples taken from Maria's fingers match the date of her body, which is approximately 249 to 411 AD. Carbon dating and analysis of the structure of the body via CT scan and X-ray proved it was real. From the first DNA analysis, it was proven it's not chimpanzee, it's not monkey, but it's human-like DNA. It was proven because we know that now we have 3 types of human-like creatures. It is Neanderthals, Cro-Magnon like ourselves, and Denisovan. Now, at the next level, they have to make much more detailed analysis and much more complicated analysis, so they will create a library of genes, and they will be able to compare it with a database of human subjects. Then we'll see whether it is exactly human-like or it is a little bit different, said Dr. Konstantin Korotkov. The team currently still is waiting for more detailed DNA analysis, which can take some time. What's interesting about the mummy is that all the internal organs have remained intact. The heart, stomach, and parts of the brain are available for examination. It is clear that she has some type of internal organs as we do. When it comes to the CT scans, we are scientifically proving that this body is a real body that was once alive. For example, here we have teeth from the upper arch, and here are ones from the lower arch, the skull with the remains of brain mass. This part here shows the lungs at the side. This is the heart with the bronchus and the great vessels, the lungs at both sides. This is still the heart, and here are four cavities and the bronchi that are preserved. They also show the intestines and abdomen, and that the placement of the internal organs is completely harmonious. These are quotes from Dr. Raimundo Salas Alfaro from the Peru. He's a radiologist. In this video, investigative journalist Jaime Maussan reveals that more bodies have since been discovered, 2 adults and 1 youth. They are very, very similar. Currently, they are testing the other bodies, and if they prove to be real like the other bodies, that will total 6 real bodies. Whoever and whatever they are, the preservation is amazing. In the video, they show a scan of one of the little mummies, whose bone density reveals the makeup of an actual living being. We can scientifically prove that the skull of these creatures have cranial cavities similar to humans, but they have some strong differences. The team has since worked with animators to simulate how these creatures would have gotten around, as shown in the video below. What does human-like DNA mean? After all, humans share 50% of their DNA with a banana, approximately 80% with dogs, and 99% with chimpanzees. In reality, our genomes differ in many ways, but the numbers seem to imply something else. The point I'm trying to make is, with regards to my research into extraterrestrial phenomenon, the common factor is humanoid. With all of this information most likely locked up in black budget special access programs, who knows what type of science and discoveries remain classified? What if the common denominator when it comes to extraterrestrials is a DNA match that is extremely close? What would say that about life in general? I don't believe human DNA is limited to our planet alone. English scientist Francis Crick, most noted for co-discovering the structure of the DNA molecule in 1953 alongside James D. Watson, wrote in his book Life Itself that there is no possible way that the DNA molecule could have gotten its start here on Earth, and that it had to have come here from somewhere else. He theorizes in direct panspermia. It seems now unlikely that extraterrestrial living organisms could have reached the Earth either as spores driven by the radiation pressure from another star or as living organisms embedded in a meteorite. As an alternative to these 19th century mechanisms, we have considered directed panspermia, the theory that organisms were deliberately transmitted to the Earth by intelligent beings on another planet. We conclude that it is possible that life reached the Earth in this way, but that the scientific evidence is inadequate at the present time to say anything about probability. We draw attention to the kinds of evidence that might throw additional light on the topic. He is one of the many researchers in the field who believe this. Francis Crick. Thank you for coming to Plain Mundane Show, everyone. Hope you enjoyed this article. Please hit like and subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. I'm Alex Aquarius.